Hey there, fellow history fanatics and Star Wars fans. Welcome to an exciting episode of Asia Obscura. Before we begin, please like, share, and subscribe for more obscure Asian stories. Today we're diving headfirst into a journey that spans centuries and galaxies. You see, we're about to explore the life and times of King Ashoka, a legendary Indian emperor from centuries ago. And guess what? He's got a distant spacefaring relative who's been making waves on Disney Plus. That's right, folks. I'm talking about Ahsoka Tano, who not only headlines her own Star Wars show but also shares a unique connection with King Ashoka. But before we talk about their connection, let's start with King Ashoka's journey. Ashoka was the third emperor of the Mauryan dynasty, following in the illustrious footsteps of Chandragupta Maurya and Bindusara. Now, Chandragupta was our first emperor with the help of his wily advisor Chanakya managed to take down the mighty Nanda Empire. Then came Bindusara, Chandragupta's son. Bindusara inherited this massive empire from his father and decided, you know what? Let's expand this even farther south. Except he had this friendly neighbor to the south called Tamil Nadu, and Bindusara decided to leave them alone. It's like saying I'll conquer the world, but I'm on a break from world conquering. Now here comes the star of our show, Ahsoka. He's like the middle child in this empire-spanning family, but oh boy did he make his mark. Ahsoka took over after Bindusara, and he had some ambitious expansion plans of his own. But here's the twist. Ashoka didn't exactly follow in his father and grandfather's footsteps, he had other plans. Enter the Kalinga War. It's in this battle that Ashoka's world would be changed forever. You see, Kalinga was a proud and defiant kingdom, but Ashoka, he was determined to add it to his empire no matter the cost. And the cost, my friend, was staggering. The war resulted in over 100,000 deaths and even more deportations. It was here, on the blood-soaked battlefield of Kalinga, that Ashoka had a revelation. He looked around at the devastation, the tears and the heartache, and something in him snapped. He decided to renounce violence. Ashoka embraced Buddhism, finding solace in its teachings of compassion and non-violence. This transformation, my friends, was the turning point, not just in Ashoka's life, but in the history of India. And with this newfound purpose, Ashoka set out on a mission, one that would echo through the annals of history and inspire generations to come. Now, after Ashoka's life-changing revelation at the Kalinga War, where he went from conqueror to the poster child for world peace, he went all out in spreading Buddhism. Imagine him as the ultimate fanboy of Buddhism. One of the coolest things he did was build stupas, monasteries, and these giant stone pillars dedicated to Buddhism. Think of these pillars as ancient billboards. But instead of advertising fast food, they were spreading Ashoka's message of morality, compassion, and non-violence. Can you picture it? Visit Buddhism, where Nirvana is just a meditation away. But here's the thing. These weren't just ordinary pillars. Nope, they were like Ashoka's Facebook status updates to the entire empire. They're famously known as Ashoka's Rock and Pillar Edicts. These babies had inscriptions of his teachings, his life, and his remarkable transformation from a warrior to a peace-loving philosopher. It's like he was pouring his heart out on these stones, sharing his inner journey with the world. Now let's fast forward to today. Ever wonder why Buddhism is such a big deal in India and beyond? You can thank Ashoka for that. Think of it this way. Ashoka was the OG trendsetter, and Buddhism was his trend. People were like, hey, if Ahsoka is all about this, maybe we should check it out too. And they did, big time. Thanks to his efforts, Buddhism became a dominant force, not only in India but also spread to Southeast Asia, Sri Lanka, and beyond. And there you have it, folks, the incredible journey of King Ashoka, from warrior to peace icon, from conqueror to Buddhism's biggest cheerleader. His legacy continues to inspire and guide people to this very day. But before we wrap this up, let's give a nod to our Star Wars connection, Ahsoka Tano. Her name, inspired by King Ashoka, adds an extra layer of depth to the Star Wars universe. In the early stages of creating Star Wars: The Clone Wars animated series, the writer and producer Henry Gilroy had a chat with the big cheese himself, George Lucas. And guess what? George decided to change Ahsoka's original name from Ashla to Ahsoka. That's right, he named her after the Indian emperor of the Maurya dynasty. Now, if you're ever in a Star Wars trivia contest and they ask, who's Ahsoka Tano named after? You'll be the Jedi Master with all the answers. Thank you for tuning in to Asia Obscura. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you have your own stories to share or topics you'd like us to explore, please leave a comment below. Until next time, stay curious, stay passionate, and stay tuned.